Hi everyone, I am Dawn Coyne with Innovate 217 Real Estate Team, and I am here with Nate Back from 217 Mortgage, and we have a new name for our show.
We
What is that,
do.
Nate?
Dawn and Nate Show, because we want you to dominate the market.
We're a little goofy sometimes, it's okay. Having a little fun. So we're going to talk about interest rates today, and what we wanted to talk about is, just those in general with the market, how those are looking, and as well as, the maybe a little bit of fear that might be around interest rates and how that's not necessarily true. So let's talk about that, Nate.
Absolutely. So, a little history lesson here. Basically, everybody's saying we're having the worst inflation in 40 years. Okay, that's about when I was born, right in the early 80s, when the average interest rate was about 16% for people going into mortgage loans. So immediately you can juxtapose that with where we're at now, and that's about 3 times higher than what we're looking at now. They were double digits all throughout the 80s, and they kind of started to taper down through the 90s and in the early 2000s, and then continually up until we've seen this little uptick lately. And so people are used to seeing that downgrade, and they've ticked up a little bit and to combat what's happening with the inflation right now. But historically, quite low. To give you an idea, if you think about how this impacts a monthly payment, 1/8% on a $100,000 home loan gives you about a $7 a month difference. So at the end of the day, you kind of want to ask yourself, like, does a little uptick in rates make me want to not get into a home that I love? And just something to think about there.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this just a little bit ago. Rent is 100% interest rate. You're not paying into anything. I always say, you're making somebody else rich, a landlord rich, and you've got to pay to live somewhere. So why not build some equity? And the way to build wealth in general is by owning a home, by owning real estate. It will build your wealth. And home prices in general, obviously when we talk about the historic rates, we're talking, back then home prices were a little lower, than they are now, of course. But, home prices have always sort of gone, they do a little bit of a dip, right? But they don't they don't dip down, right? Like home prices have only continued to rise. And so that equity that you're building is going to continue to rise. And when home prices in general rise, it's always the time to buy, basically. You don't want to continue to let home prices rise and then not buy when you should have bought. We can never time the market by any means. It kind of is what it is. We've got life events where people have to move. And, if you're thinking about buying or selling, we're a pretty insulated market here in Champaign-Urbana, I would say. We tend to hold our value quite well here. So we don't want anybody to be scared about the interest rates, that could affect things drastically by any means. So.
Absolutely. It is still historically a wonderful time for interest rates. There's no guarantee that they'll make it back up into the double digits, but there's no guarantee right now that they won't. So it's just, if you're looking to move right now, if you have a situation that, you feel like you could get a good price for your home, or, you're thinking about it, do not let interest rates stop you from doing that.
Definitely not. All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for tuning in today. And I'm sure we'll be back with more.
Have a good day. Look forward to it. Bye.
How do I...